Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, aka She's Your Short, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you're a fan of port, stay tuned because you might like what we're cooking. The song of the day is by Cardi B featuring Bruno Mars. The song was released 2019. It's 3 minutes 20 seconds long and currently sits at half a million. Is it half a million now? Half a million. How do you call it? Half a billion? It's sitting on 500 million on Spotify. The name of the song is Please Mister. Please Me, or it's Please Me. Please Misters by Shikaina. Confuse these two songs. Yet, had a lovely weekend. How was your weekend? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Please do not forget to follow, like, and rate the show to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, aka She's Your Short, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. So, morning in the pod in the walk, didn't turn out nicely, got delayed, but yeah, we are 10 episodes to 100 episodes. We are 10 episodes to 100 episodes. So yet, this is one of those episodes that we are like trying to push to get to those 100 episodes by the end of this week. So do you expect another episode after this later on in the day? Second segment where we'll cover most of the things that we weren't able to cover on this episode. So yeah, a lot happened over the weekend. Didn't release an episode. Very busy over the weekend. So, my day is kind of hectic, but that's no excuse for me not to drop an episode in the weekend, right? So I did ask a huge part of you, like a huge chunk of you, what do you think has to be done as far as like the celebration of 100 episode? We spoke about it on the podcast last week. I asked you guys to send me voice notes and like who are some of the guests that you want us to bring in the podcast. Like now I'm going to like shoot the shot with like a lot of people that you guys are saying we should bring over after the 100 episode period. So yesterday I was hit up by a guy from Westbury. He's a producer / something artist manager, so he wanted one of the guys to be featured on one of our episodes. There's also Misani, who's the owner of Sweet Lina, the water, the flavored water. There's also Mighty Mabule, who is a mentor, business mentor, who's also on the line. There's also Emmanuel Musana, who, for a lot of like the people that know me, they know Guti. I've always been friend to Emmanuel Musana, and he's one of the 5 guests. In the 5 guests that I've mentioned, I think it's him, it's Mighty Mabule, it's Misadi for Sweet Lina, it's that guy, the artist manager. I forgot his name. Apparently he also listens to the podcast. I didn't know, but yeah, those are the top 5 picks that I'm still not sure which interview are we tackling first. Is it? But I think we should go with Emmanuel Musana, because I feel like as much as I do want to have a lot of like the people, I think the 101 episode with him is like, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit because I think if I was to say Uguti, I'm ranking these people from, scale them from 1 to 10. Who am I putting on 1? Who am I putting at 5? At 5, I might put the Shannon guy, the artist manager. I might put Misadi at 4. I don't know. I was supposed to have someone in that slot. I don't know if I had someone for that slot. Then number 2, Mighty Mabule. And first place would be Emmanuel Musana. Well, so if you guys follow the brand Lavat, there's a huge luxurious. Is it luxurious or do you call it luxurious or luxurious? So the luxurious brand called Lavat, a guy behind that brand is Emmanuel Musana. So I think 101 episode has to be with him, simply because I think as much as him and Mighty Mabule do have a lot to offer to talk about in this like vicinity or faculty of business, I think more so it's likely to be a more free-flowing conversation when it's me and Emmanuel Musana, because I've known Emmanuel for quite some time, And we've had business conversations back and forth about, fashion, because he's into fashion, fashion business. We've spoken about that. We've spoken at length about expansion with wealth, books, like we've covered a lot of things over the years, so I think him coming over, it would just mean to me like I'm giving you a sight into like the relationship, relationships that I have with people that are within my circle. I don't know if that makes any sense. So Emmanuel Mushala, owner of Lavard, is also a friend. He's not just someone I know, someone who was being brought in by, a recruitment or whatever the story is behind it, So shout out to everybody that's also been featured on the podcast who came and like dropped some powerful knowledge in their respective industries, right? So this is going to be different, and I like the fact that he said, like, he wanted us to like do the video, but looking at the momentum and the phase, and like I still feel like maybe the 201 episode that we will have that like video episode with him, whereas now I just want people to get a glimpse into like the mind that's behind the brand and the friendship that's behind, like I just want you to get the dynamic and like how the saying that goes, show me your friends, I'll tell you your future. And I think him being here, you'll get to see a glimpse of the people that firstly I associate with, and he's one of like the few people that I've had encounters with and spoken at length about life and business and everything in between. So yeah, I think he might be the first guest. And Mighty Mavulo also wants us to do something very special for all the upcoming entrepreneurs in different business in different business sectors, if I may. In different business sectors, we'll get to talk to him about that, and he'll break everything down, and like the entire mentorship thing and the company and what he does for upcoming entrepreneurs and business people in general. So that conversation is one that I'm also excited about. So I've done something, like for the 100th episode. I wanted to, like, I worked on something for the 100th episode, but I think given the fact that sometimes things don't work out like you intend them to, but like now we're just structuring as to how we maneuver around the fact that we might not hit, we might not hit, so we are still working around that. So like that's the biggest thing. So yeah, man, that's just to talk a bit about like what we intend to do in the next, after the next 10 episodes that we will be releasing throughout this week. I'm very excited, I'm tired, exhausted, but we gotta keep on pushing. So yeah, man, do let me know what you think of the podcast, of this episode in particular, man. Shout out to the people in the UAE. I saw people. I just wish you could see, like, the people in the UAE. Are you from Dubai? Where are you from? Shout out to the people in Botswana. Shout out to the people in Zim. Shout out to the people in Malta. Shout out to the people in the US. Shout out to the people in the UK. I know one person who's in the UK who's like a big fan. Shout out to him as well, shout out to him. And I know the episode that we actually had with the guy that I'm talking about now, it was actually cut short. And I think if we were to like also redo that, he's also a UJ alumni. Like if you go to the UJ website as we speak, the first guy that you see there, is it in the first page? I'll just check for you if it's still in the first page. But that guy, Olani Manzini, he's like one of the people that when you speak about UJ, like but he's one of those like 1 in a million scholars that you have. So we had the privilege to talk to him, and the episode was cut short. And I think the next episode that we might have with him, it has to be with a video. But he's in the UK currently. Last year when we spoke, he was in the United States, but now he's in the UK. So for the people also, some of the pictures that I posted the last time I think I posted a wall, so like literally like his wall is filled with like different like degrees though on the wall, like almost like the wall, like I don't know the measurements by by square meter, or like I don't know how to measure those, but the wall was full. I'll let you know that for free. Like the guy's very educated. He has a lot of information when it comes to business. He has a lot to offer even, so that one is also one of those episodes where I'm like, I need to have like a proper resetting or like a proper conversation with him again, because I felt like then we spoke, we spoke and I was listening, and obviously it doesn't mean Uguti, if she's a scholar, he has all the theory. I've been on like the practical side of the fence, so but it's interesting to actually meet someone who's a scholar or someone who is learned on some of like the business topics and like how you want to maneuver in certain aspects in business. You get that person who is there to enlighten you. And I know Uguti, even people like Botsepa Diani who were here for I think the first 10 episodes that we had, they were there and they were speaking about the business acumen, and like we did like chop it up, and I still felt, I even expressed in that episode of Gucci, it has to be more business than it is music. As much as you are a musician or you are a curator or you are an artist, you also have to get the foundation of the business right. You have to speak, you have to communicate, you have to research, you have to do your due diligence when it comes to that aspect of, your artistry, because now you find we have a lot of amazing artists, but they know nothing about monetizing their content, you know what I mean? So I think having people like Kalani Manzini was that, maybe we can link him up with someone who's like a fantastic artist, and try and help, like for them to come together and collaborate. Kalani brings in his expertise in business, and have maybe Tepa Diadi, who's also like a phenomenal. I think Tepa Diadi is one of those few drummers that we have in South Africa where I feel like we do have drummers in SA, but Tepa, yes, we can speak. I know there's people who are saying, yeah, Sabu from Joy Celebration might be the drummer. He might be the drummer to go to, but there's like those drummers that you don't know about. Shout out to Tools. So if you know Tools, if you don't know Tools is the guy that plays a piano. There's certain videos, I think a video or two that Prince KB posted. The guy who was playing keys with Prince KB, that guy is Uncle Tools. So like he's one of the few keyboardists that we have in the country where I'm like, he's one of like a few, and I think if you were to put him or rank him, you would say in SA, you would like, okay, there's Bob James, and after that Bob James, Tools is like the perfect fit for that position. If it's Bob James, you can have Tools. Tools is an amazing instrumentalist. Shout out to people, and I say Tepa because Tepa, like drummers, I'm going back to drummers. I say Tepa as well because Tepa is still young. You find there's older people like Abongdungi Siwu who are like amazing drummers, and we shout out to the band, Bo, the other guy, I forgot to recommend the bassist, and I know there's people who are saying like Bega might be the artist in SA, but I've listened to a guy, that guy, I forgot his name. Oh, that guy is amazing. I listened to him, and I listened to not Bob James, man. I listened to Marcus Miller. I listened to Victor Wooten. Same, like clean. Like if you were to give him like whatever, maybe scales. Whereas like Victor Wooten is like crazy when it comes to like scales, and everything he does in music is like insane. Like that guy Judah, his name is Judah. Yes, his name is Judah. That guy is amazing, bro. Like he's crazy when it comes to like the bass, and I think now he's playing an upright or something. He's like the second position where I feel like in SA he's one of those few unexplored talent, or like people who are like, oh, this guy has been doing this and nobody has really like put him in a position where you like exposure, the position of exposure. Whereas you have like people like Pega, who's a bassist, played for Joyous Celebration before Kola played for Joyous Celebration. Pega used to play there. And now Pega has worked with people such as Judith Sepuma and like a few other people who are like, well known. And he's amazing. Shout out to the super something album that he Super Nintendo something album that he released. Pega, go and listen to that. It's an amazing album. And when you speak about the art of it, you know, okay, Pega's business seems like it's in position because now he's releasing music, and also on top of the music that he's releasing, there's the business side, which is like you find this like proper business people. It's not a brother, it's not a sister who's running the business side of it. It's like proper business people who are informed, skilled enough to handle that. People who are, people who open the next door for you to say, as an artist, this is what you can do as a creative, right? And you can do so much in your area, in maybe province, if we push it. You can do so much. But if you want to take it to the next level, maybe we say, okay, we are taking this, provincial, or like we are taking this national, we are taking it international even. You need someone who has like the relevant skills to take you or put you into those rooms where you can like, excel and go to international. And the same way I see it, like you could still have Victor Wooten, you can still have Judah. You can have Judah in the same concert, and you wouldn't seem as if there's someone who's underperforming because they are both amazing. But the market in SA, the way it's designed, it doesn't really push out people who are entrepreneurs. And there's no structure that supports entrepreneurship, and I think there's no structure that supports entrepreneurship as is in the States, or the funding or the budget, where you would say, like, you do this with this artist development and media training, do. There's not a lot of that, bro. There's not a lot of that. So now when I think about certain things, I'm like, I'm so sorry, there was a call that came through. When I think about what was I talking about again? I forgot. So when I talk about like certain things around music, and I'm like, we do have a lot of amazing music and entrepreneurship, and we don't have the right, resources, or like we are not exposed to resources as the guys in the States. And we may say it's maybe the downside of coming from a third world country. We can say that, but at the same time, that's not taking responsibility to say, like, you are like the face, the person that's responsible for their own brand. You get people like Bonang Mateba Bopeiti, that have proper business people, and that's why they were able to like make it internationally with whatever they do, So that's just me, man. And I think I've left with 2 minutes, right? So I'm going to do, like, just quick before we go to the break. I want us to speak about the Heath song that Megan Thee Stallion released, which took a shot at Kennedy. Kennedy is Nicki Minaj's fiance or baby daddy. I don't know what's happening there, but she took a shot at Nicki, and a lot of people have been talking over the weekend about that. And when we come back, I also wanna let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And I haven't listened to the entire album, not the album. I haven't listened to the song, but I've seen snippets of Nicki reacting to the song that Meg released, and people going wild on the internet. I've seen those, in the internet. So like when we come back after the break, I want us to dissect those bars, because there's a bar, an opening bar that I really liked, and we'll get to dissect it, and I'll read you out some lyrics from that, So I'm your host with the most, the Lesego M report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, followed us, please do so to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. So yeah, so some of the things that we also need to talk about will include the story behind behind. For those of you, but I don't know, Wuti, a lot of you know the story of, who was that guy, Kurt Cobain, and I think people like Ricky Rick has also spoken about Kurt Cobain, and there's also there to touch on when you come back. I'm your host at the most of M. They do a report, aka Future Sean, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Let's meet after the break. Cheers. Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M. They do a report, aka Future Sean, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you're a fan of sports, stay tuned because you might like what we are cooking. The song of the day is by Cardi B featuring Bruno Mars. The name of the song is Please Miss, and currently sits at 500 million, and the song is 3 minutes 20 seconds long. I used to listen to this song, when Cardi B was still Cardi B, when she was coming out, wretched. Now she's not so much that wretched, you know what I mean? So yeah, without any wasting of any time. So yeah, for those of you who just joined us, please do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time we release a new episode. So yeah, and I just want to highlight something before I forget. I know it's not on the show notes, but the book of the day that we'll have for this segment will also be the book of the day for the segment that we release later on in the day. So yeah, I just wanted to note that for those of you to note that, which you don't expect a different book of the day for, because it's still the same day. It doesn't make sense to have like a different book of the day whereas we, so I just had to say that. So yeah, without any wasting of any time, let's get into it. So yeah, I did say before we went on the break, before we went on the break, I was speaking about Kolani Manzini, the UJ alumni. It was like a big thing, and been to the US, been to the UK. It's currently in the UK. Shout out to Napo as well. I think Napo is in the Philippines now. Shout out to him as well, man. And the content is still great. I love what he does. I think we also need to have Napo, man, the experience. And he did say this year he's looking into going to, South America, I think. He said South America, I'm not sure. For those of you who do remember, because we were in the episode together, do let me know in the comment section about Napo. Just say Napo, then you write what he said about South America and him going to South America. Because yeah, do let me know at the end what's going on. I'm losing my train of thought. So yes, here I have the song that Meg Thee Stallion released the song. So a lot of views. Let me tell you, Genius currently, I'm looking at the Genius page, and the people who are looking up the lyrics, it's 876.3k views. Yes. So like technically, like in a few days, this will be sitting at 1 million, and this song hasn't been released long. So he's released from Meg Thee Stallion, eagerly awaited for his third studio album. We are equally, I'm not a huge Meg Thee Stallion. I'm just reading off this. I'm not an eagerly fan waiting for the Meg Thee Stallion album, and I'm not that. But I had like a lot of people caught smoke, so that's why we're covering this segment. Other than that, I just don't like, and I agree with Nicki, and not to say that, but I still say, that because there's a clip where Nicki says to make is rapping off beat, and that's true. She is rapping off beat, like all her bars. Like if you were to look into the bars, the layout of her bars, and how the pocket and the beat, he's rapping like who's that kid who's always offbeat? Blueface. He's always offbeat all the time, and like Meg is the female version of Blueface, and even the drama as well, Tory Lanez and like all that. Like I'm not a huge fan, and that's it. Like I'm just not a huge fan, and that stems from just like when you listen to like real MCs. If you listen to MC when you like, Hove is an MC, M is an MC. You know, these are like the commercial guys that I'm mentioning. And Hitman Harlow is an MC. Look at the bars, look at the music. Those are MCs, you know, like there's MCs, there's rappers, didn't know that. Now I do, and I know the difference. So I was like, oh, now that makes sense, because now, like, these commercial rappers, they ain't it, you know, like, there's a few commercial people. Shout out to Drake, yo. And I've been saying, Gucci, I haven't been giving Drake his flowers over the years, or like over the course of the podcast. I haven't. I was like, yeah, I was half Megan, half leg out, and I was like, he's nice, but he's more of an R&B type of guy, and you know, so the bars that he made there, and I forgot the name of the song where he took shots at Pusha T, Kanye. He took shots at, I forgot the third person, and even the Meg song now, he did take shots at Drake. So let me just talk about this, because I'm getting lost. So yeah, this is the name of the song is He. It was produced by Lil Ju. Lil Ju made it, Bankrolled and Got It, and one more. Who's the one more person? Let me just check for you. Who's the one more person? Sean the Sauce Gerard. So Sean the Sauce Gerard is the one. Sean the Short, yeah, it's a mouthful. So Sean the Sauce Gerard is also a part of the producers. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, he's a release. So this is Meg Thee Stallion's verse. The one part that I like about this, it gave me goosebumps. It's the part where she says, "My pussy is so famous, it might get managed by Kris Jenner next." So, like, for those of you who don't know how the story of who's this lady, Kim Kardashian, and the sex tape, Ray J, and how they came to fame. If you know the story, you know what Kris Jenner was behind that. So that's the bar that Megan Thee Stallion is referring to say, "My pussy is so famous, I might get managed by Kris Jenner next." You know, like Kris Jenner is a different story, but yeah. So that's where the bar comes from. We would see Kim K was famous and he was managed by, you know, I might even get more famous. You know, I think that's what he was saying in that bar. "My pussy is so famous, I might get managed by Kris Jenner next." So yeah. One of the bars I really like, for sure. So I don't know which other bar that you find that kind of like stood out for me. But okay, it's a bit nice, but you know, like, you need to sell me more on like this make the Shandy Cena. So bitches swear they G, but the G must stand for goofy. G must stand for goofy. Hey G, she's talking about Nicki Minaj. Yeah, just bar. Bitches swear they G's, but they must be the G must be standing for goofy. So G, she's a G, like the G-O-G. That I think that's where the term comes. So when you're a G, I'm a G on this. And Nicki Minaj, and like the female realm, she's like the G. You know what I'm saying? So he was referring with some of these females say they G's, but the G is that, you know, the actual meaning or whatever that G stands for. It's goofy because of the shit they do. I do wonder though, what did Nicki do to Meg, you know, for Meg to like kind of retaliate this way? Because now we are talking about Meg Thee Stallion as if it wasn't, you know, triggered by something that, you know, Nicki said. I'm sure, given that Nicki, we all know, like, he's an amazing artist, as we have said over the years. But Nicki's an exceptional artist, and there's nothing you can take, you know, the conversations we've heard about the music. Same way Nicki was so angry about, and I don't blame people who are siding with Meg on this, who are saying Meg is like he landed on the stuff, you know, like it's the same discussion that we were having about the verse that Lil Kim had versus Nicki Minaj, and how Lil Kim laid the ground or the foundation for the female artists or female rappers, how she laid it down for them, you know. So it's the same way where I was like, okay, this part doesn't make sense because she's still there, you know. She's still I think in this one, I think she's petty about something. Maybe that's why. This is what I take from it, because Nicki, regardless of this bar, Nicki is still a G. You know what I mean? So we can't even compare the two. And you know what would be really fun to see now is to see a feature by both the artists that I'm talking about, who you call Meg, not Meg though, Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, the collaboration, and have Meg Thee Stallion do the collaboration and Cardi B, Meg. Obviously they did work, but like a proper diss, like just go with Nicki. And Nicki is like, she's short-tempered. So I think that's what I feel like for me in hip-hop we need the fire, we need the bars. I think Meg, I like what he did. I think this is when you think about the control verse on Big songs, a Big Sean song, you think about the control verse, you think about Kendrick Lamar, you'd know, like Meg just took a route that Kendrick Lamar took when he was like decent. People like Pusha T, people like Big Sean, Big Crit. I wonder where Big Crit is. And Wale, that's the same route that Meg just took here with like, I'm gonna press them, I'm gonna show them that I'm the real Shandies, So like I really like this for hip hop. As much as like the bars are not like the greatest bars or like the most, so I feel like it's getting us somewhere as far as like female artists or female MCs, I think it's tiring when you listen to music and all you hear is WAP, is Savage, is Cash Shit, or like from Meg. So these are like don't get it twisted, WAP is an amazing song. Body's an amazing song, That Shit is an amazing song. Girls in the Hood, another amazing song. His is an amazing. Hot Girl Summer is amazing. Cash Shit is amazing. Summer, Savage remix featuring Beyonce, that's also nice. But like this, it's taking a different trajectory altogether for hip hop and like the culture altogether. Like this would start up something. I don't know if like this was heard with like, maybe if you can go on Nicki and Nicki comes back and you release your third studio album, that might help you do some numbers, because you've seen some of the stuff that Meg has released over before the single. She released a single and people were not sure, but they were still mad about the Tory Shandies that happened, right? So now I sit and look, okay, like this is the Tory Shandies that happened, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, it's fine, like let's find a different strategy to this, And they did find a strategy, and this is working because people have been talking about it all weekend, So yeah, do let me know what you think about all that and your opinion as far as like the beef. And who are you siding with? Is it Nicki or is it Meg Thee Stallion? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my take on this. I haven't listened to the song and I just had to like go through like some of like the smaller stuff, like the details, the bars that I picked up. But I do know that Kennedy caught some shots as well, and that's why Nicki was mad on that live. So yeah, do let me know what you think on the comment section, and when we come back later on in the episode, we'll get to like break down some of these bars. So the book of the day is The Secret of Self-Healing. The book currently ranks at 3.8 out of 5 on Everend, and 4.2 out of 5 at AB Read, 5 out of 5 at Barnes and Noble. So it's a pretty good book. It's a self-healing book by Machine Ni. So this name is a Japanese name. Or is it a Japanese name or Asian name? Asian or Japanese, I don't know. Like, you do let me know in the comment section what that is. Machine Ni is the name of the author for the book. The book is The Secret of Self-Healing. And I did give out the rankings. Just unfortunate that there's no Google ranking here. So yeah, do let me know what you think about the book. And if you've read it, do comment if it's a good or bad book. And if it's worth our time or worth a read, do let us know in the comment section. I'm your host at the most, the Lesego M Daily Report, aka Shisha Short. And maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Kaido. The song of the day is Please Me by Cardi B featuring Bruno Mars, and currently sits at 500 million on Spotify alone. Have a lovely day. I'm your host, the most. Let's meet later on another exciting episode of Backroom Convos with Lesego M. Cheers.